Nice.
Nice.
All right, boys.
We're back.
What's your New Hampshire side stoke level, Dale?
Dude, we're actually peaking right now. The mountain's good. The vibes are good. The park is good. We had hot yoga this morning. We are peaked out of our gourds.
So peaking.
Peaking.
Side stoke level's peaking for Dale.
Side so well is peaking.
My side stoke level's just starting.
You stay.
The little thing that we were just talking about is boot flexibility. What am I trying to say here? Boot flexibility changes the sport of snowboarding. If you ride with really stiff boots, then you're doing a different act than when you ride with really soft boots. Like I just tested out some really soft boots, but they were brand new, so to me they still felt firm. And it's a different mechanism going on in the head with like, I don't even know how to explain it.
Either.
The response
Well, me and
thing
you both
is
feel the same way about
outrageous.
boots. How are other people feeling about stiff boots? It doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
well, I feel like it's not about the stiffness of the boot for me so much anymore as it is the V shape where that middle part bends and connects has to be busted. So I got a new technique. We'll check back in on it in a little while. I got plenty of boots to sacrifice at this point, but I think I'm going to take right there where, see how yours is cut open right here? I'm just gonna
bypass those laces. Look at.
No, that's not what I'm saying. This where it's cut right here. See how yours is cut?
Yeah.
Stop doing that. I'm gonna cut one of my boots to have that brand new pair and see if I can rock. Cause I like a brand new boot to keep you warm and to keep you dry and all that. But if it doesn't flex and bend over when I bend over, then it does some weird high back forward lean situation, which we don't like. But there's your little boot binding breakdown from the boys here in the New Hampshire side stoke situation scenario.
And if that works, we're making boots.
We might need to make some boots.
We're gonna make the Willax extra loose.
And it has an adjustable side cut.
Adjustable.
We can't drop this. We're gonna have to bleep all that out.
Beep, beep.
What's your side stoke level?
Side stoke?
Yeah.
It's 100.
Okay. What's a fun fact we need to know about the area we're in right now?
Mcyntire is a little heaven on earth. You gotta get out to this place.
Okay.
It's sick.
What else?
Yeah.
What about dial us in with the area? What are some fun things we need to know? Daly was surprised how big Concord was.
He's never been to Concord?
Nope. We were surprised there's just like houses on the left and the right. Like we're just in the middle of a little freaking suburb over here.
Yep. You got a little school back there. It's just right in the middle of a neighborhood.
They got
Nice little spot.
ski school action here? Anything like
Absolutely.
that? Absolutely.
Teach a little freestyle program called MacPack to a bunch of little kids on Friday and Saturday nights. So,
Ooh.
yep.
They do or you do?
I do and they do here. It's
What?
just a fun freestyle program, getting kids riding the park, teaching them park etiquette, things like that, and
Kid,
yeah,
riddance.
familiarizing themselves with the features, and have a lot of kids that come back every single year, and
Nice.
the progression is wild.
That's
so.
insane.
Yeah.
How long you been doing that?
This is third year this year, I think so. I don't know
Okay.
how long the program's been going for.
Just
but
here at Mcyntire? Or?
Just here at Mcyntire. So,
All right.
Yeah.
Freaking
Yep.
love to hear it. Mac Dog
Absolutely.
Productions.
Mac Dog Productions.
Quick lift. We don't get much out of them.
Nope.
All right, what you got? Side stoke me.
Side stoke. Questions for the side stoke. Oh man, you always put me on the spot with this one.
Yeah.
Any stoke?
Side stoke me.
Side stoke. Ooh, man. Favorite East Coast? We can't do that. I can't even have a favorite East Coast resort.
Why? What do you mean?
What's your favorite East Coast resort besides Mount Snow?
Ooh, good job.
You can't say Mount
I feel like it depends every year. For a while, Killington was holding it down. I haven't been there this year. Rumor has it they are fucking dominating. Parks are all time, everything. We're going to be going up there in a couple of days, but I want to say, like, overall snowboarding, JP. But then you're not really, I mean, they actually have a dope park, so we can't say that, but you don't go to J Peak to ride the park. You go to J Peak to disappear in chest deep powder, and snowboarding is about powder riding, so I would say J Peak.
Tips for motivation to get in a yoga studio.
Ooh, just take a big deep breath, and if you don't feel perfect, you need to go do some yoga. You take one big deep inhale all the way and a slow exhale. You feel all the little imperfections and all of the overeating that you've done and all the little corn oil, seed oil situations that you've done. Just a couple deep breaths. That's all the motivation you need.
That's deep breaths and just move around and stretch because it is insane how good it feels.
It's the best thing ever. Daly did his first yoga session today ever, and it was also hot yoga. It was also at 7 a.m. It was also
It's life-changing motivation.
yeah, the most communal thing we've ever done. It was a whole spiritual worship situation.
We need more motivating change for life.
Woo! All right, Dale. We got the 10K on Instagram. You love to hear it. Celebratory pod. What is your favorite thing about the You Love to Hear It podcast?
I think my new favorite thing is the just free flow talking with the boys on the lift like you're there, kind of. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's always been going down, but now it's actually being captured.
Some instant, raw, no thought process, straight up Cdub questions.
This is good.
Jack answers.
What is your least favorite thing about the You Love to Hear It pod?
That you don't know what you're gonna get hit with, you know? You can just get hit so randomly stoked. Then it's like, do you let them know?
All right, Gertie, what is your favorite thing about the You Love to Hear It pod? We're gonna hit you in reverse.
I guess the fact that people resonate with it so much, you know? Like Daly said, just raw answers.
Yeah.
We're not scripting this at all, so you just turn around, Casey's got a camera in your face asking questions.
What's your least favorite thing about the You Love to Hear It pod?
But there's not more of them.
Oh, the jab, bro. Boys need to step it
Jabbers.
up. We're not working hard enough. 10K Instagram. You Love to Hear It. Side Stoke episode going down live from Killington. What's the claim right now?
The claim is that channel's come a long way. You know, the side stoke is like the best new version because we can do it.
Feasible.
Anything you can make happen, right?
Realistic.
You know?
Tangible.
No, I'm loving that. It's awesome. I love the sides of it that are like the pocket checks and stuff where it's all stuff I never thought about before.
Ooh.
How many pockets did you come up with?
We haven't done
How many do I
a
have
jacket.
right now? Not that many, actually.
We'll do a live one.
Yeah.
How many? Do I have any back pockets? Checky back pockets?
I think I have backs too.
But hold on. It's zippers.
These check the feed pants are like all zippers.
Okay, no. It doesn't have to be zipper. It has to be a
Sealed zipper,
pocket where you can put something.
Oh,
not
okay.
a vent. Anything underneath this? Another layer?
Hoodie,
10.
10.
That's a pocket.
10 piece. And I have shorts on under these.
Is that? Are you claiming those pockets too?
You could.
Holy moly! I got 1, 2, 3.
You got inside? Oh, I think this has an inside.
Yeah, I got a vest thing going too. 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I have back pockets on this thing?
Yes.
8, 9. I got a mellow 9 without a coat on.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Mellow 9. 4 of them were probably open.
The thing that was why it was interesting to me is like, oh, there's just 9 ways to lose your shit.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I want to say one of my favorite things about the side stoke is I've been learning how many people have different ways of gearing up and different ways of saying things and different ways of thinking what a front board or back board is or how to tuck your long johns into your boots or what you call a DFD versus double kink versus...
Just yesterday, I saw there's a kid who does like a double wildcat, and then he kind of quirks it at the last one and does a 360 after that. Torstein did it and DC's it. But they were like talking in the comments about what to call it. Is it, or does it fit into the rodeo box? You know what I mean? And
The
stuff
back
like that.
flip,
It's like a
straight,
double backy
kind of cork, but like backy to 180.
to 360.
Oh,
It's
double
like
backflip
double
to
wildcat,
regular?
And then it's like a, I think they, yeah,
to regular or switch?
To regular. Take
Whoa.
off regular. I'll show you the clip. We can play it in here. And
Whoa.
it's wild. And there was a kid in there that was a skier in the comments talking about like, that's a full out. It's a double backflip full out. I was like, we don't use that. You know what I mean? Like I was like,
Full
snowboarders try
out?
to, yeah, because I think that would be a ski term or probably more of a gymnastics term even.
Oh.
But like, it's a completely different world. I was just telling him like, not even in like a haterish way. I was like, yeah, we just don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
either fits into like a rodeo. And I was like, and if we don't know what to do, you just let the person who did it name it something.
Name it. Well, that's what I was thinking
You know?
is we should, what is that Torstein, that backflip where he grabs Indy and he's like kind
He's
of
grabbing
facing
nose.
backwards?
He's grabbing nose.
No, Torstein grabs Indy like a facing backwards wildcat and then goes like late 180. So it's
Oh,
like a
yeah.
backflip 540, but it's kind of a 180.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That one is really sick. And you could do that to double too.
It's almost
think
like
so
that, the one I'm describing, but a 360 at the end, not a 180.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, what do you call a down flat down other than DFD?
I don't know. Some people will call it a kink rail, but like that brings up the whole kink debate.
Yeah. Well, that's a kink for sure.
You can just go to any jib and just describe the direction that it goes in.
Well, I figured that out. I have the answer to that. It's all completely solved. I don't know if anybody's heard it. The kink debate's over.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How did you solve it?
There's 2 categories. From a human universal perspective, a DFD is a double kink. But as a snowboarder, coming from a snowboarder's perspective, the only challenging part is getting through the kink that goes from down to up. So that's the only kink. The next one, you're just going past to get to the next
Down
kink.
to flat.
So it's a single kink. So
what
a triple down is a double kink because you only have to get through the two sections that go from the first to the second and the second to the third. So for snowboarding, a triple down is a double kink. But in human reality, kink rail by definition, it's
somewhere where the rail is changing its angle and kinking.
kinky.
The whole thing is, to me too, it's just like
So a triple
there
down
almost
is-
has to be a snowboard dictionary written. You have to like bring together the elders,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, because it's the same way that grabs were named, and the same way that like
And there needs to be some give and take as well.
yes, they have to like sit in a council at a round table
Yeah,
and be
yeah.
like, this is this. Okay, have we
Yeah.
voted on this? What does the man from Rhode Island say?
Yeah. What does the man who invented it say?
Yeah,
If he's
exactly.
not around, what does his boy say who was there when he watched him invent it?
And
That type of.
and that goes right into the whole thing of like in any sport that you want to do. Like I tell my kids this, even with like traditional sports, like know the history of it a little bit so that
It's
you
cool.
can. It's very interesting.
But it takes a lot of time, and if you're young, I understand
Yeah,
why.
but
If
it's
you
also-
get into the sport late, to keep up with the new stuff, to catch up on the old stuff, and to create content consistently, and get sleep and rest and do cold, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
literally just not possible. So I understand.
I get it, but I'm saying more for the person who like is enjoying a sport as a like
Yeah, dabble into the old stuff. You don't need to know every single
just look
thing.
on YouTube and just type in old blank, old snowboard, old
Yeah.
surf,
Or just
and
go into a
see
shop.
What comes up?
Just go into a shop.
Yeah, and just
Because
ask.
all shops, all proper shops have OG snowboard
We
movies
have to
playing
talk
all day
about
long.
shops on literally the next lift because that's a whole thing in itself.
Shops are where it's at.
I mean, it's
Dot shop.
What does derogatory mean?
Derogatory?
Yes.
Means like some, you know. All right, derogatory. It means something bad said to, something nasty to a girl.
Okay, it doesn't have to be to a girl, but it could just
I
be.
feel like
You're
it's
right. All right, we're going to stop you there. All right, what does
Derogatory. A foul sound.
senile mean?
Just barking too much when you shouldn't be.
Senile?
Like Jet Bro, he's just getting a little senile. He just starts barking randomly. Just you're losing your thinker.
Because of...
You're getting elderly.
Okay, you got that one. All right, that was an easy one. What are pheromones?
Pheromones are like when Stoke starts peaking and people around you start smiling and they don't know why.
Not wrong, but I don't know if that's right.
Pheromones are when you know.
All right.
When you're like, there's no words. It's a vibe. It's a feeling across the room.
One for the comment section. What does exacerbate mean? If you know it, Daly, don't say it. We're going to have them drop it in the comment section below. What does it mean to exacerbate? And
That's a exacerbation. It happened last night. I was exacerbated.
you ended up with the king size out of nowhere.
King size,
We had 10
bro.
people in a 12-bed house somehow, and Daly ended up showing up last. It was one of those scenarios where everybody thinks all the beds are taken. Nobody wants to overstep their boundaries.
Woke up next to no Mito.
Woke up just in an empty bed with a freaking king size.
a
It's
veil.
rare.
And a
Veil. Drink. All right, we need some side stoke banter, Lrod. You slept in the gnarv last night for the first time in like 5 years. Give us a little explanation of how it went. Degrees, time, noise-wise, weather, outside variability.
It sounded like a pedestrian was outside the RV just shaking it the whole night.
Who, Brent?
Yeah.
He's the only one. Brent and Jamaal.
Yeah. And it was 1 degree. They're claiming it was in the negatives. And you just slept in your little cocoon and you could see your breath the whole night. And
What kind of blankets were you working with?
4 thin little throw blankets.
Did any of them cover from the chin past the toes with enough space to wrap around the heels?
No, I had 1 foot out.
So we're like half blanket 4 different times, right? So like 2 total blankets when you're wrapped up.
You're afraid to turn. You're afraid to move.
Give us the turning scenario. You're laying on your back. It's been about an hour. You really want to move the blood flow a bit. What's going through the head?
Oh, going through the head is is sneaking out for a pee break and just bouncing to a motel. But you fight the urge. You fight the urge, and you know the Aura Ring's claiming I got a good night's sleep.
They say that cold is better.
The markers. I mean, I got a full hour of deep sleep, an hour and a half of REM sleep. I mean, it was total sleep 7.5 hours. I mean, it was actually pretty good. I mean, it was like I was at a Motel 5, not a 6, but a Motel 5 for sure.
Where does the motel cap at? Is it 6 and then it goes to Hotel 1 or what?
Yeah. I think that's what it is.
Okay, so we didn't prestige to be a full hotel experience yet.
I tell you what though, these guys are experts at it. I barely heard I mean, they were tiptoeing around, giving me all the quietness I needed. And you know, I fought the urge from starting the gnarv. I thought it was like, oh, I'm not going to be the little Sally that starts the engine and is too cold. So I just kept my mouth shut. You didn't hear a peep from me.
So to give a little breakdown to the people of how we work, or how the rig works, when the vehicle's running, we blast the heat from the front dash so that it goes into the middle, and then we also have a heater that we turn on that goes off of battery power. But there's an inverter scenario which we haven't really figured out or spent the time to dial in yet, which once the car shuts off, we have about 5 minutes till that heat for the main heat shuts off as well. So we blast the front heat and the main heat for about a half an hour till the thing is cooking. We sear up all the windows as tight as we can. They're all loose, but we close off all glass because I feel like glass lets air through.
I thought someone was blowing on me through the window of the living room.
So we don't have a proper seal. We got a good sear, but not a seal.
My memory foam pillow, I was sleeping on a brick.
Yo, when I touched that this morning, I was like, was your head on there?
I have a kink in the neck, but we're good, dude. It's a little cold, sticky, icy, but sunny.
Yeah, the mic's doing good, but this is an example of the gusts we were dealing with last night. If this is coming through at all right now. Oh my God, put the bar down. Put the bar down. Yeah, this is a real... no, the bar's got to be better. Woo, that was intense. But yeah, the midnight, 2 a.m., sometimes 4 a.m. Daly's saying he's good on riding right now. We're 2 runs in. Yeah, we got to get out of here. Anyways, mid swerve real quick. We're at Sunday River and there's 30-mile-an-hour gusts of wind. It is 0 degrees outside, bluebird, but just frigid beyond the remains. There's like the Donner Party family somewhere around us. Just their bones, dude. It's so frigid out.
It's the one time when, you know, we're not going to hit the river. Even though we're at Sunday River, we're not going in the river. We're in a constant river right now.
Normally you get out of the river, you have a minute to like, okay, it's not as cold as I was in there. You'll get out and it'll actually be colder with the wind chill on the wet body.
Yeah, it's gnarly to say. We're not doing it.
But I gotta say, to wrap it up, it's not a bitch move. It's you rest a little better, I think. I don't know where the threshold is of where sleeping in cold is actually better for you, but there's a threshold somewhere. I believe around 16 degrees is my low. After that, I start losing recovery points. So, I mean, a 2 a.m., it's needed. But it's kind of like doing the dishes. Like, who's going to be the man and get out of bed and do it? It's a bold move, actually. You're like, this guy's up right now. He's got a boss. He's a boss. All right, Dale, what are some ways to film better on hill? If you're filming your homies, follow cam style. Because we literally fly around all day and film, and it's very hard for other people to ride while simultaneously filming their boy. What are some things that help you get a banger shot? Because you've been getting straight bangers.
Just being able to have a good flow with the person you're riding with is probably the most important, and knowing the screen, what is in frame and how close you need to be to them. Because there's super wide, linear. So you want to, obviously if you're on super wide, ride closer, but you want to know where your frame is and what you're capturing so you're familiar with your camera, and be able to have a good flow with the person you're filming with to be able to know you could stay in that distance you want to be to keep it in a steady frame for the viewer.
Yeah, I feel like knowing the person that you're riding with style, knowing the person that you're filming style and the way that they ride is super crucial. Like, I know when you start spinning around where you're going to go and when you're going to lock in versus when you're going to drop down and do a carve. If I see you initiating for a wide left heel, I'm like, oh, he's dropping toe edge, so I can kind of counter that and set up to go by you.
It's really hard to film good too, because that's one of the most important things. That's why, like, me and Casey film so good together, because I understand the riding.
And a lot of times we'll go first run, top to bottom through a park. I'm hitting the features for the first time, and you're filming the features for the first time, and it still works out. I don't know, you got to have that. You just like time riding with that person. You and Lrod literally filmed each other last run, first run, and collided. Smashed out down the hill. Like, it's super difficult.
All of a sudden, I'm in front of him. So now I am trying to film behind me, and I'm not looking at anyone in front of me. I'm just like, let me get these shots.
Yep.
And then I look back for 1 second, and he tabletops me.
Because it's your focus on the shot. I think one tip I have that I like to do is I keep my main priority focus on my riding and where I am looking, and then that like fuzzy background focus that you have is the camera being pointed at the angle of the rider. So I know if I'm just pointing it at you, if I have the settings right, like if I just have it on a regular wide, it's gonna get you, and my main focus is still on the bumps and the terrain and having that ability to like see what's coming up, so that you can forecast it. I always also have extra speed, because if you have extra speed and you see somebody start to point it, you can continue pointing it and you keep up with them. But if you don't have that little bit of extra speed and they start pointing it and getting away from you, you're done. There's no catching back up.
Extra speed must be one of the biggest things that learning to film that they mess up.
You have
film me,
speed.
and then you're 100 feet ahead of them. You're like, damn it.
Yeah, always over anticipating the speed, dropping a little bit beforehand, so that way you have the upper hand. Honestly, I feel like when I have too much speed and I'm flying when I'm filming and I'm in front of the person going towards a jump per se, and I'm going at the knuckle, I can slow down and shave off my speed and do a spray as I'm at the knuckle to then slow down enough to catch their landing perfectly down the landing, and then point it back up to them while they do a couple speed checks into the next jump. I point it past them, slow down over the knuckle, and you keep timing up the speed that way. It's pretty dope.
And that's what I was coming to, is being able to stay within that distance you want to be to the rider. You want to be whatever it is, 10, 5, 15 feet, whatever.
Yep.
And hold that like a steady distance from them. Also riding with their flow.
You just got to know your rider.
Know your rider.
You got to know your boy. I mean, it's simple as that. You got to be glued to him, in sync.
Yeah, and sometimes calling out the line does help. You know, like, I'm going to spin to the left, and then I'm going to spin to the right. That helps not only with if they're drifting, but also it helps with you being able to set up so that when they land, if it's a back 5 and they're regular, you want to be on the left side so that it's not a straight booty shot the whole time.
Yeah.
So you're tripling up on the perks there.
Yeah. Because filming's difficult, not easy, so.
Yeah, if it's daily.
In practice more and more. I enjoy filming just as much as snowboarding too, so.
Filming
Just
is
get out
so
there and
fun,
film
bro.
and practice.
On your off days, yeah.
And reviewing the footage a lot.
True. Realizing how close you were. When you're having an off day, or just something's a little weird, or you're testing some new boots, or it's a new terrain, just freaking grab the camera and film your boy and stack some brownie points up, and then you'll get better at that double focused riding thing, and then it makes it, when you're not riding with a camera, that much easier. But also, PSA, make sure you are a dialed snowboarder, just in general, before you start grabbing the camera, because then you start throwing other people's danger levels into it, and it's just not ideal. If you don't have like fundamental turns and the tricks down that you're going for, if you're not hitting the jumps that the person's hitting, or at least like launching the knuckles, you shouldn't even be follow camming them, I personally believe.
Yeah, because you're going to be able to ride.
You have triple situational awareness.
Yeah, you got to have a lot of awareness.
You got to pre-read the room. You got to pre-read your riders' moves.
Facts.
Serious situation.
It's a fun thing to do. So get out there, film, have fun. StayStoked.com.
So what do you use to edit?
Final Cut.
Final Cut's the way?
It's just easy. It's just quick turnaround.
And I see
know.
You start your videos off with bangers, and then you got your intro.
Yeah.
How'd you
Well, the video you want to start with what the title and thumbnail is right away.
Yep.
So if it says something to do with Killington Parks, like you want a shot of a banger Killington Park jump feature, so that way people click on it and they're like, okay, I'm getting what I looked for. Even if there's the intro and then it slowly gets to it, they know like that's coming.
And
So
that's it. And then you
that's
get your
crucial.
intro, and then you start getting easing out, like get the ride, get the trip, the drone shots, and then just the boys going off again.
Yeah, a little intro to like, what the hell's going on today? Oh, okay, they're driving up to the mountain. Oh, it's cloudy. It's fucking snowing. You know what I mean?
Brick
Whatever. You
swap
got to
today.
set the vibe.
Bluebird
Yeah,
brick.
today, brick.
It's Bluebird Brick at Sunday River. Come on out. We're having a day. Light breeze.
Light breeze!
We got a few lifts on. That's all you need. Get us up here. Get us down. It's great though. It's great to see you guys. Welcome to Maine.
Yeah.
They call it vacation land. Today might not be a vacation land day, but
It's my first video in Maine. I think I rode here when I was younger, but never,
no way.
not since I've been above a teenager for sure.
Man, you got to come out more.
Yeah,
Born and
I
raised
know.
here.
You
This
got to
is my
come out
spot.
when it's like shreddable.
Yeah, it's been good. It keeps getting really warm and then cold.
What do you think about stickiness of rails depending on weather and temperature and stuff? Do you think it affects it, and how?
I think today it's a little sticky. I think it's cold. It was cold overnight, so I definitely feel the stick.
Seems to be a trend.
Yeah, I like the warm days when they really slide. Park crew should get out there, maybe like wax it up a little bit.
Sometimes when it's too warm though, it starts getting a little rusty and sticky again.
On the stickiness, you kind of got to get that happy medium, like 30 degrees, 25 degrees. I like when it snows just like a quarter inch and everything's sticky, like smooth.
Yeah.
That's kind of where it's
a
at.
little bit of snow on it
for
all.
me. And then you can really slide, you can spin. Good
When you said
landings.
wax the rails, what are we talking?
I think they get some like WD-40 is really what I would say. Get the good lubricant out there.
Someone was claiming a little diesel, I heard one time too. I don't know about that either.
If you've ever won speed wax, one run WD-40, you'll really get cruising. Trust me.
All right,
It
I've
doesn't last
heard
long,
Pam.
but
I did Pam for a couple years at Mount Hood. That was wonders, but it's almost too good.
It's just flying. You all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I'm gonna hold on to this one.
Skateboard wax?
Yeah, skateboard wax. Just slide a little bit on
Little
the
candle?
rail. Yeah.
Little Yankee Candle action?
I help the crew out, you know.
You know? Wax him up. Tell us some stuff about designing, Dale, logos and merch stuff and clothes. Just spit
Learning
some randomness.
Photoshop and Illustrator and vectors and colors. There's a lot that goes into design. All of us are actually doing 5 jobs within just social media.
Yeah.
It's like filming, designing, editing, marketing, managing, posting.
And it's weird because
And-
there's no BTS of that. Like, you're not really supposed to show that. It's unique when you do show that aspect of it, because the majority of social media stuff that goes online is just the final product of all those. You see the good thumbnail, you see the good posters, you see the signs, you see the videos and stuff, but you don't like see the person with the camera editing it in the laptop after hours or...
I mean, just the designing part is a whole scenario, editing part, but then then you start making clothes and beanies and face masks. You know what I mean?
And you start growing to know multiple people. Like right now, I would say I have like 4 or 5 super proper homies that I throw designs out to, and depending on the style that I'm going for, I hit up a different dude, or if somebody already has work, like trying to piece it out and support the artists in the industry too, because it's such I feel like a person to person, unless you're going like Fiverr style, it's such, you have to know people and build the clients and then be like, all right, I know I'm hitting up this dude for this type of style.
I mean, 10 years of you develop a team, power team.
A power team. But the tough part is they aren't full time with you, so they're, you know what I mean, struggling artists as well, and you can't expect them to just always drop on the drop of a dime whip you up a logo or have something ready, but you need it quick because it's just a one job and you're trying to support all the boys.
It's just crazy. Just like the design, just the designing is crazy. $60 a month for Photoshop I'm paying, and then I forget the things. You take a few months off, I gotta get back.
Yeah,
into
that's
editing.
why I think it's important to stay loyal to the people that you have had working with you, helping make designs and stuff. So as much as it's us doing 5 jobs, there's also 5, 6 other people that are helping on every angle.
I've had a passion for designing in Photoshop and Illustrator, so I always like it when I have the time. So it is fun.
That's what I was trying to get you to touch on.
I really enjoy the creating. Like, I've always liked making a design or a pattern or a logo.
And are we talking high school graphics class, or how'd you get into it?
I never did really a class, but it was just like, you know, started with the pencils and cutting out stencils and airbrushing. Now you're trying to recreate it on a computer so you could cut it with a vinyl machine.
And so it's all just yourself learning it, clicking buttons?
Well, yeah.
No
YouTube.
mentor. YouTube.
No,
you didn't have YouTube.
That wasn't
you didn't have YouTube.
No, I
bro.
didn't have YouTube. No,
You're 50.
That was just started with
get real there.
just pre-freaking stick with a pencil
I
and a razor blade.
That was full graphics class.
Paint.
Like,
You did graphics class?
you had to. Maybe.
Wow.
Or maybe that's what I was into, but
I
yeah.
did a painting class in junior college.
That helps. I never got into that type of art class work.
That did help. But yeah, I love it. I think it's awesome. I wish I had more time, and I wish I could just do one of those, but I like to do 15 things and half-ass all of them.
or 15th of an ass, all of them. You know, you put 100% in, but I spread myself thin over here.
I love spreading
kind of a
myself
pause
thin.
situation
I
there.
wasn't always stressed out.
Hold on. Let's get real.
On top of everything
Hold on. When have you ever been stressed out? Because that's a topic within itself. If you like doing all of them and you're doing them all to the best of your ability, you're getting enough sleep, bro. You're taking enough time off. As much as we grind, you aren't ever stressing deadlines or anything.
No, I don't really care.
And that's a decision because you have 190% workload, 300% workload, and you're not getting it all done. But you're choosing not to stress. You could be freaking out with the same exact scenario and always be running around talking about how much you have. Yeah, so that's a tactic.
Or just a slight disappointment that you're not following through the task that you start.
Yeah, well, how do you manage that? Like, how do
stress.
you get into the mindset of, or how do you maintain the mindset of not getting everything done and also being chill, super chill with it and just crunching away at it?
I think it's by like devouring and the stoke that's in front of you, and you're like, all right, I left that scenario, I'm in this scenario, and this is what I'm doing.
Kind of sounds like a little bit of gratitude.
Yeah.
Like devouring the stoke is just being so grateful that you have the opportunity to have all of this stuff to work on.
When I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, I gotta get up. But then I was like, all right, then.
I gotta get up, he says. I gotta get up.
I'll wake up and it's icy. And now we're at this icy day and it's the best day ever.
I think it could be way worse not having shit to do because I feel like, honestly, anytime I've ever accomplished stuff, like even if it's as simple as having a couple videos from the past few days that you want to make vlogs of in short form and getting all of it done and caught up and posted, and then when you're done with it and you don't have anything, me specifically, I feel like, what the hell am I supposed to be doing? Like, you instantly lose your purpose when you have nothing to do.
Everything's uploaded, designed, up, live, done, and now we're here.
You feel weird. Like,
we're here.
Feels good for a minute, but then you're like, okay, what is my purpose? I randomly don't have a purpose on this planet.
That's when I start cutting trees down and stuff, and like having
that's
burn piles, and I rake and I paint.
Random nature-esque is critical. That's actually what we should do. As soon as you murder some type of project and you completely get it all done and slay it, disappear from the project and go walk around outside and do some raking in the yard. Humble yourself immediately.
That's why I love a nice dishwash sesh too.
Okay, that is critical for sure, but I don't know if I'm loving it. I'm getting it done though. I'm not letting it get caked up, Jackie style.